All right, hello. Hey, party people, this is Bryan. Some of you listen to me on the Nothing Important podcast. Some of you listen to me on It's All Good Man podcast. Some of you don't listen to me at all, and some of you listen to me on both. I hope that if you celebrate Christmas, Christmas was kick-ass. If you celebrate Hanukkah, it's kick-ass. Kwanzaa, all that stuff that I don't understand and hasn't been a part of my upbringing. I hope it's been a kick-ass holiday season for you. As we speak, I am recording from my office overlooking Clark Street in downtown Chicago. Dave is not with me. Jeff is not with me. I just want to touch base with you a little bit. First off, please make sure that you are rating and reviewing us on iTunes. I'm not sure if that helps, but people tells me it cannot hurt. So make sure that you're doing that. Also, make sure that you are retweeting and sharing the shows with your friends. That helps us out a lot. And, like the idea of this is to, obviously you want to reach as many people as possible. I have no delusions of grandeur. I'm not going to be like the Nerdist or Adam Carolla or anybody up there, but it's always nice to see that your downloads keep going up a bit every time I log in. In all honesty, I probably should check that stuff as much as possible, but for me, it's not about that because I know that the chances of this ever becoming like a viable revenue stream for myself are probably slim to none. We're a couple no-name people that just so happen to get to speak to some people that we admire or some people that intrigue us, and we get to talk about stuff we like Better Call Saul. However, we would like to keep growing, and we need your help doing that, especially going into it's going to be the third year. We're going into the third year of doing this. It started as a typical, two dipshits talking on a microphone, and then we kind of condensed the time, and what else did we do? Oh, and we started talking to folks from the show Better Call Saul, and that's given us the ability to grab an audience to where on Nothing Important, we can reformat that, and now we get to talk to all sorts of cool people, comedians, actors, producers, music guys, bands, authors, people with fun little companies that kind of intrigue us, like Cuban Sriracha and Tugboat Coffee. It's also enabled us to do fun stuff like we had a very, very short-lived radio show on an AM station in southern Florida. It was kind of more of a fun thing for us just to say we did it. We did 4 episodes. It was a lot of fun. We got to go to L.A. and I've gotten free books and like movie tickets and opportunities, and some people know who we are who shouldn't have any idea who the fuck we are because who the fuck are we, right? So it's been nice. It's been a fun experiment, and going into season 3, we're going to make a little bit of a push here to try to gain some ground. So what I'd like to do for you out there, if you're an aspiring stand-up comic and you have about a minute or so of material that you would like to have on the show, send it my way. nothingimportantpodcast@gmail.com. And we'll be more than happy to put it on the show. Same thing if you got a band. If you got a band and you want your music to be heard to potentially tens of thousands of people, send them my way. nothingimportantpodcast@gmail.com, and I would be more than happy to hook you up and, give you a little bit of exposure. Hey, me or Dave and I, we come from a band. We had a band for close to 10 years, played all over, did all sorts of fun stuff. You might have heard, we conned our way into spring break, all this good stuff. I know what it's like to be in a band, and every ear counts. And if I can give you a couple extra listens to your song or your project, I'd love to do that. Please, send them on over. nothingimportantpodcast@gmail.com. So, on that note, what we're looking for is we're probably going to start season 3 the second week of January. We've tried to get together to film or to record one more episode, but it's hard this time of year. Dave, he's an audio engineer, and for whatever reason, he's had this huge influx of business at his studio, which is great. That's absolutely awesome. We want Dave to make money, right? Go make that money, Dave. So we want Dave to make money. So, of course, at times that has to take precedence over the podcast. I mean, hell, there's been times where I've had to reschedule the podcast because my kids are sick and screaming, or like I had to go to work unexpectedly to take care of some issues and put out some fires. That's just the way it is, right? This is a hobby, and we got to go make that money. But going into the next year, especially since we now have the third Mike, who is Jeff, we're going to get a little bit more consistent with this. And, okay, so when we started podcasting, everybody's like, oh, you gotta put this out like the same month or the same day of the month or the same day of the week, and it's got to be at the same time. Consistency. And I think that's kind of bullshit. I mean, maybe with the Saul Goodman, it's good to do that because you obviously want it out while the episode is new and fresh and before the next episode, so you can do the predictions and shit. But with nothing important, like we're going to try to be more consistent. But for those of you that stuck with us all the times where we missed a week or two, that's awesome that you did. So we kind of play it fast and loose sometimes, depending on how our daily lives go. But we actually recorded last Tuesday with Michael McKean. If you don't know who Michael McKean is, he plays Chuck on Better Call Saul. He was also in Spinal Tap. He's been on Saturday Night Live. He's voiced a ton of cartoons. He was on Laverne and Shirley. Like if any of you like old people who used to watch Nick at Night or people who used to watch it live, he was Lenny on Laverne and Shirley, like Lenny and Squiggy. Like that was him. That was Michael McKean. Dude's been around forever. And he called into our podcast. So that's gonna kick off our third year. And that's gonna be the second week of January. He's gonna be the first one up. I've already talked to some other cool people, an MMA fighter, a pro wrestler. I got some cool people that you've probably heard of that I'm working with to get on the show as well. So we're gonna hit 2017 running. We're going, baby. This is happening. I just wanted to put that out there so you guys know what's going on in case you gave a shit and you're like, man, what the hell? How come I haven't heard from Bryan and Dave in like a week and a half? We're still here. Just around the Christmas time, it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass for us. And if you notice, there's not even a theme song at the end of this or at the beginning of this because I'm on break at work right now, just making sure that I speak to you directly. One fun little thing that I wanted to share with you, because that's kind of the fun of nothing important. I just kind of share my life, and then we get to talk to somebody, and my computer just made some sort of weird noise. I have no idea what it did. Recent Windows Defender summary. All right, well, cool. I got a recent Windows Defender summary, and you guys all heard the notification. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago, I talked about how I lost my wallet. What happened was I ride the city bus. I commute. I commute from where I live downtown. I walk to the bus stop, take the bus to the train, take the train downtown, walk across the river to my building, go to work, and then do all that in reverse at the end of the day. Somewhere in that process, I lost my wallet on the bus. It like slid out of my pants when I was on the bus. I sat down. I never sit on the fucking bus, and apparently the one time I do, I sit in such a weird fashion that my wallet kind of scooted out of my pants, and it was on the bus, and the bus was long gone by the time I realized what was happening. Shitty, right? Had to go home, tell my wife I lost my wallet, had to cancel everything, which is ridiculous because, like debit cards have like a cancel your card number. They made me wait like 25 minutes to cancel my card. Wouldn't that be an emergency? Wouldn't you think that would be like an important when you call to cancel my card number and you say, hey, I need to cancel my card? They wouldn't put you on hold. But my bank did that. It put me on hold for 25 minutes. Anyway, so I get home, cancel all this stuff. I take a bunch of ribbing from my wife for like the next week, how I'm going to lose everything. I have this ridiculously large backup wallet that I've had in my closet since Christmas 4 years ago when my parents gave me this giant wallet. Yeah, it's like the size of a small novel, and it doesn't even have anything in it. So that's what I've been using. Anyway, Christmas miracle. So, Grandma comes to visit us in the city, and she brings this envelope that's addressed to me, but it doesn't have a return address. Normally, I would have thrown that away, but it was handwritten. It was like in an actual envelope. It wasn't something that was printed off by a fucking Comcast or some other bullshit company trying to get you to use their services. It was a handwritten, had 3 stamps on it, and addressed to me. And I'm like, oh, shit, somebody found out where I live from the podcast or something, and they're going to either blackmail me or harass me Because who knows what the fuck is going to happen, right? So I opened it up, and lo and behold, it is my wallet with all of my stuff in it. Credit cards, IDs, all the stuff that has long since been replaced, but still, somebody found that on the bus, took it to the post office, put the postage on it, and sent it to the address that is on my ID. How cool is that? Now, I know a lot of you are good people, and so you're saying, like, whoa, shit, like, big deal. They sent you your wallet. But, yeah, but I read the bus in Chicago. I'm sure that doesn't happen too often where somebody on the bus finds your wallet and sends it, They probably look for money and dump it off. Sorry to be cynical, but hey, you people that don't live in a major city, that shit happens. That's just the way shit goes. I had no inclination of ever getting this wallet back. But it came back. It came back a few days before Christmas. How cool is that? Right? Thought that was super cool. So I just wanted to share that with you. Make sure to check it out. Check us out in early 2017, not the first week. I think what we're going to shoot for, because, like, fuck, it's New Year's. Like, let's get the New Year's bullshit out of the way. Everybody can talk about it. We'll be back to you guys sometime the week of January 9th. January 9th is when we're projected to be back. We'll be back with our interview with Michael McKean. For those of you listening for It's All Good, Man, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer, okay? Everybody else, that's who we're coming back with. Michael McKean, the week of January 9th. Thanks for listening to me. You guys have an awesome holiday. Have an awesome New Year. Thank you so much for everything you do, for every opportunity that you've given Dave and I. I look forward to sharing more stories and observations, and I look forward to hearing your music and your comedy and your art, and I look forward to talking to more people and doing some cool things. 2017 is going to be a good year for us. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. And before I hang up, here's another thought I had I just want to leave you with. Vanilla Ice clearly states in Ice Ice Baby that if you have a problem, he'd solve it, right? But in Taylor Swift's songs, Bad Blood, part of the chorus is, I know we've got problems and we can't solve them. Why doesn't Taylor Swift just reach out to Vanilla Ice? He'd fix all the issues. Food for thought. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you next year.